Hope you're all doing well today. I could be better, but here we are again streaming and essentially doing a public therapy session. I'm sorry if the road is a bit bumpy because, we are driving in the Balkans and you've all seen the quality of the roads. Let me just double check. Okay, we're live. I didn't know if we were unlisted or something. I'll switch the camera right now so you can see the road. It's a sunny day. Hi, welcome. So yeah, we'll wait a bit until more people come in, and we'll get into the meat and gritty stuff of. Oh goddamn, that car is absolutely fucked up. You can see it, but it's running without a bumper. So basically I've decided I'm gonna be streaming a bit more regularly because it's really a useful, therapy tool for me, basically copium, and I'm sure, other people like, strengthening those interpersonal relationships with online figures by, hearing shit about their lives and feeling less lonely. So here I am to supply that demand. Again, we're starting off from Kikinda, the greatest fucking bumfuck town on earth. If you're ever here, there's only one thing to do, and that's leave. Except for, as well, bird watching, because for some reason, this is the largest, and I mean the largest, hub of owls during winter. They come here, they mate, and people love them. Like, I don't know why there's like that high of a concentration, but I think it's the highest in Europe, if not in the world. So yeah, I'll get out of town and then I'm gonna get into like today's topic. Basically I'll go back to talking about the stuff I touched up in the previous stream. I just have to first concentrate on all these cyclists, because another thing about Kikinda is it is basically called the Netherlands of Serbia and the Balkans, because everyone here rides a bike, which is great for the environment, horrible if you're a driver, because God, I hate cyclists. I hate them so much. I wish them a terrible death. A very gruesome and painful one in the ninth circle of hell. Except when I'm a cyclist, then I hate drivers with all of my heart. So yeah. Okay. We're almost out. We're gonna get on the main road, and we'll get back into it. So I don't know how many of you watched the previous stream of basically me driving to Bosnia and venting. That was, I think, over a week ago, and I was in a very difficult mental headspace. So I want to give an update on that. Basically, I'm still feeling quite shit, but less so, which is an improvement, I know. Still shit from shit, equals shit, but at the end of the day, less shit is still a win. So, in the last stream, I said that I am, potentially cancerous. I have an update on that. No cancer, guys. It turns out it's IBS. So that's fun. Very fun. I'm glad it's, no real infection. It's just me being, autoimmune, which, still sucks, but sucks way less than cancer, so that's a huge win. So woohoo, fuck yeah, no to cancer. So that's honestly been a real help with kind of lifting the pressure of, hey, at least one thing is semi-solved. They're still doing some experiments to make sure it's IBS and not some other bullshit, but cancer's ruled out, which is great news. Honestly, great news. There's no infection, there's nothing, and honestly it's been a relief in my mental health of just hey, you know, you're not dying, you know, you don't have this another huge thing to deal with. That leaves us with the channel's performance, which has still been quite crappy compared to like the past, well, 12 months. Basically, April was the worst month in the past, well, 12 months, which sucks, and, you know, barely made profit of it, barely. Maybe even at a loss. I'm not sure yet entirely. But it's getting better. It will get better. I am gonna be putting in the work. I'm gonna be streaming more. I'm gonna be basically, well, making more reels, making more quality videos, shortening them, and all of that. So it's still been affecting me. Not gonna lie. But the worst is over. The worst is absolutely over regarding that, and we're slowly gonna get back. Like I said, my mental health is not all yet over there. Recently I've basically been focusing on myself and dealing with past trauma. Some of it I've touched about it in the past stream, and for those of you that are new that haven't watched that, I have BPD. It's a result of essentially continuous childhood trauma, which, you know, sucks. And basically BPD means I am emotionally as mature as a 2-year-old. And today I really wanted to talk about BPD a lot more, and relationships, because that's a major part of my life and all that. So yeah, if you have super chats to ask questions, I'll focus on those, because, you know, I have to focus on the road. So I'll, you know, just talk about this. So like I said, my father was really shit towards me, my mom, and all that. Physical abuse, mental abuse, emotional abuse, all that. And after that, basically, you know, my mom wasn't the best either. She tried her best, but she had a lot of flaws. And I've been really thinking about this in the past couple of days, which is kind of shit, because 2 days ago we had May 1st, which is a huge holiday here in Serbia and, well, the rest of Eastern Europe, because it's like celebrating labor. It's essentially Labor Day, where everyone grills, everyone barbecues, people get drunk, they do drugs, everyone throws a massive party, and, you know, everyone hangs out. It's great. And we had a huge party at my place, but the shitty thing was, oh, thank you for the super chat, Anton. I go to the anime girls in your video. Well, I could have gone without that mental image, but, you know, thank you for the $2 Australian. I still appreciate it. You know, at least you're paying me to give me that information. So, you know, at one point everything was great, and then just my social battery went out, and I started really getting into my head about, like, reliving past trauma, which really sucks. And a lot of people saw me just shut down, of like, get in my mind and lose the life of the party, which, you know, sucks, but at the same time I can't really control my emotions and when they really happen, which sucked, but it is what it is. And I've been really meditating on this thing, even like after I got taken out of a really abusive environment, like from my father. I was still neglected, and I think neglect as a child, I know, anime profile picture again, I'm not paying you, I'm just giving you gas money. Thank you so much, Bismarck. Basically, you know, neglect, I've started like kind of focusing on this situation where neglect was the main thing that formed my personality, of essentially, how should I put it? I started hating myself from a very young age, because my parents, one of them was certainly a narcissist, the other was just going through trauma living with a narcissist. And you know, when you're a child, you are needy, and basically none of them really. Here's for bread and pate. Thank you, Addis. God damn, $5. Holy shit, that's a lot of bread and pate. But as I was saying, I realized they did not really focus on my needs. I was always made to feel guilty when I would be like, hey, can we, you know, watch TV? Can we go out somewhere? When I was expressing my emotions, my needs, like, oh, I want this, I want that, they would make me feel guilty and that I'm a bad person for asking this from them, because, you know, they were going through their issues. And, you know, as a child, you kind of like talk down to a kid. No matter if they're young or a teenager, you know, I was constantly talked down to and just belittled to make me realize, which made me internalize this sort of self-hatred, thinking like, oh, I'm the worst thing on earth because my parents treat me like this. And if in my personal life, you know, these adults that I look up to, that I look for guidance, they treat me as like a worthless piece of shit, as like a problem, then I am the problem. I'm a problem. I'm at fault for being born. And I'll give you an example of this, which has really been going through my mind. This was, I think, in 2016. Overwatch just came out, and I really wanted to play Overwatch. So at the time, I was living in the US with my mom, and basically asked her to drive me to Best Buy. Best Buy, for those of you that aren't American, is a massive electronics shop. They sell all sorts of electronics, video games, you know, anything and everything you can imagine. Goddamn, what's that guy doing? Also, I don't know if the stream froze. No, it didn't. It's good. Oh, same treatment from my parents. Thank you for a super chat, man, and I am sorry about that. Well, at least you'll be able to relate to this shit. So, you know, I asked her to take me over there, and it was fine. She was in a good mood. And we got the game. You know, she got it for me, because I think I was in between jobs at the time. Or I spent it on my girlfriend or some shit. I don't know. I didn't have $60 at the moment. So I asked her to, like, you know, buy it for me, and, you know, I'll pay her back sometime, whatever. And she agreed to do that. But as soon as we bought the game and got into the car, she started guilt tripping me, like, look how good I am to you. I go and take you out to buy this game, even though you constantly yell at me, you're like demeaning me, you know, you're bad to me, and, you know, I buy you this game. And this was happening all the time, anytime I would get anything new, like any sort of gift. I was made to feel guilty that I am receiving this item, as if I'm unworthy of it. You know, no matter what, if we go somewhere, I was made to feel guilty. Oh, I'm taking you here, you know, you mistreat me, you're like a weight on me. But, you know, I still treat you nicely. I still buy you these types of things. And thank you for the super chat. And, you know, with this happening constantly, it kind of made me thinking like, oh, I'm inherently just a worthless piece of shit. I'm a problem. I'm evil. I'm a detriment to my parents, to the people I love. I am like the worst human being on earth, right? And like, another thing it was, because, you know, my relationship with my mom was very complicated. And once I was like training karate, right? And she would take me to karate practice after, you know, school for a while. This was again in high school, because, you know, I don't know, I couldn't drive yet or some shit, because it was night. I forgot what was the reason, but, you know, she had to drive me. And, you know, she'd have to like sit out it over there. And, you know, I do practice all that. And several times after practice, she would again guilt trip me on saying like, how can you be so nice to your sensei when you're so mean to me? Like, you talk to me without any respect, but you're so nice to him. And it was like, yeah, he he doesn't belittle me and all that. It was like still making me feel guilty for just doing something, even though it didn't really have anything to do with her. And like, I realized this has been something that was going on like, absolutely constantly, and it really made me an insecure adult, just straight out, just a completely insecure adult regarding how I see relationships, be it platonic or romantic, where I am, because I didn't get validation from my parents, neither one of them, I've been always just seeking external validation because I saw my own value from basically, sup man from Cali, sending you some gas money. Damn dude, I didn't know you're going through mental stuff. Hope you're find a way to better deal with it. Thank you, man. A Toyota Corolla, I appreciate it. But as I was saying, wait, is the chat stuck? I hope not. Well, okay, it's not stuck. So essentially, I was made to like not value myself because of how my parents treated me, which made me think I'm inherently worthless, and that I needed constantly to seek external validation from others so as to kind of like prove myself that I'm worthy. Not even that, but that like my thought process was, and still is to quite a decent extent, I'm working on it, is, you know, I'm a bad person. I am a weight. I'm horrible. I am a degenerate. There's something inherently wrong with me, and I need to like kind of like serve other people to get that external validation. And even though I'm doing that, I need to like please them. Otherwise, they're not going to value me. Otherwise, not even that. Otherwise, they're going to see through my basically facade, and they're gonna see me for who I am, and that's like a huge piece of shit. And you know, I'm gonna be abandoned. Thank you for the super chat page. And that has inherently ruled my life for over a decade, honestly. And I've only realized this essentially yesterday, where I really got deep into thought about the entire thing of like, hey, why am I thinking this like this? Like, I've been going through therapy, and it's really been doing wonders, but it's a slow process. It really is, because there's a shit ton of things to unpack, and this was one of them. And the other thing about neglect is, so what I want to go through another thing is, basically, I am deathly afraid of being alone, but at the same time, I hate being in a huge company, but at the same time, I don't want to be alone. And my biggest fear is kind of being with myself, because I think, oh, I'm such a piece of shit again. That kind of relates to this. But then there's also this feeling of basically, you know, I can't stand being alone because it's a trauma for me. Because throughout my childhood, my parents were constantly stuck in the living room, you know, talking for hours about their financial problems, about their love problems, about problems. And whenever I would ask them to, you know, like hang out, you know, play or something, they would just send me to my room and tell me, oh, go watch another movie. Oh, go play another video game. Oh, read another book. And it was like essentially from a young age, I was isolated. I was spending time alone. And, you know, when I was a bit older, I think like about 10 years old, when I was living with my dad, goddamn, thank you for making me laugh during the hard times. I wish you the best in the world. What? Thank you so much, dude. Thank you, Mab. Awesome. You give power to the things you blame. I mean, it's not me blaming them. I want to make this understood. I'll get back to like the other things. It's not me blaming them. It's essentially, I've never thought about these things, and I'm looking at it pragmatically. Okay, where does this stem from, and why does it stem from it? And if I can understand it, then I can start working on it and I can heal from it. That's it. It's essentially like I've completely ignored this part of my life, and it's been sort of like, okay, I finally need to face like all this trauma, and I need to understand where it comes from, why it comes from there, why does it affect me, and how does it work. So it's not me blaming it. It happened in the past. I can't change it. It's a part of me, and the reason why I'm sharing it is online with, well, thousands of people, right, is to accept it, to fully accept it, be like, hey, I'm no longer ashamed of it. This happened. I can't do anything about it, and it's just a part of me. It sucks, but it's a part of me, and it is who I am. Sucks, but it doesn't define me fully. So I just hope that sort of like explains my thought process behind this entire situation. Because again, it's not blaming, you know. So, like I said, this inherently fear of loneliness comes from like that isolation. And when I was a child, you know, already like trying to make friends, my father was really pushing me for academic success in fucking elementary school, 4th grade. He would tell me to basically, after school, I immediately need to come back home and study for 2-3 hours, do math problems. And again, because I was so isolated, I finally made a friend in school, and I was like, holy shit, I made a friend. And he asked me, hey, do you want to come over, because we live like in the same block. He's like, hey, do you want to come over to my apartment and play video games? And I was like, after school, you know, want to come over and play video games after school. And I was like, yeah, hell yeah, let me just ask my dad. I asked my dad that same day, and he said, do you remember what our deal was? I was like, study after school? He's like, that's right. And then he pinned me by the throat, took me by the throat, pinned me against the wall, and started beating the ever-loving Christ out of me. Took like a cap, which had like this hard metal part on it, and started beating my face with like this metal thing on it. Just going at it for I don't know how many minutes, while at the same time like holding me by my throat up from the air, so choking me. I couldn't get to my breath, while also beating the ever-fucking-loving Christ out of me. And since then, I was fucking deathly afraid to do anything. Then he basically, again, this was I think in like the 2009, 2010, something like that. He bought a GPS tracking device. Now, by this point, GPS tracking devices weren't that common. They were far from common in Europe and the world. He bought a GPS tracking device that you put in your car to find at a parking lot, and he bought like a little strap that I had to carry with me at all points of the day. He gave me extra battery. He's like, this battery lasts for I don't know how many hours. At this part of the day, you switch the battery and that's it. And I wasn't allowed to go away from the apartment from a block. So I was essentially under house arrest for years, right? And again, can't have friends, completely isolated. You know, I could play with friends in the block with the kids that would like go do soccer, you know, we'd role play, with like play Nardo, whatever the fuck. But if they would go out to the park, which was like right on the next block, I wasn't fucking allowed to go to the park because it's beyond the block, and I'd get my ass beaten. Not just like an ass whooping, I'd get thoroughly beaten. And again, like thinking about it is that that's essentially where my insecurity comes from, of like, hey, I was never validated, my needs were never met. My parents, at a young age when I was like completely emotionally immature, right, as a child, they looked to me to basically fulfill their emotional needs as a fucking child, dude. And they made me feel guilty if I was just being a kid, right? And inherently, it forced me to, I guess, mature really quickly, to basically take care of myself. but it completely made me emotionally mature, hence why the BPD developed. And I mean, it sucks, but it's sort of like a relief at the same time that I'm finally realizing this now. That, you know, I can pinpoint it and I can be like, okay, my problems stem from here. Like, objective reality is not how I perceive it. I perceive reality differently because of what happened to me. And I need to basically go through with this. There's a kavicui kuti cigar hvala obsidian. I need to basically go through this, accept it, work through it, and once I do that, I'll be able to change my perception of the world and myself. And yeah, that's where I've been at, essentially, going through that sort of mental thing. Like, you know, I can get that this might come off as bitching or like venting, like who the fuck really cares? But ultimately, like, if you asked me 2 weeks ago, like, oh no, what are people gonna think about me, like, talking about this, oh, they're gonna think less of me, whatnot. Oh, sorry, wait, super chat. The story reminds me so much of my grandmother. Thankfully, she never laid hands on me, but she blamed my mom a lot. I'm sorry, man. I mean, the other thing is, like, that now that I'm like talking this publicly, you, Victor, I think that's what's your name is. Yeah, Victor. Like, you and other people who are watching this, I'm sure you guys are kind of like relating and are realizing, hey, I'm not alone, and I'm also feeling that the same way of like, hey, I'm not alone, because people like you who are sharing this, it's like it happened, and we can kind of like, I guess, relate about it and kind of push through with it. Oh, sorry, hitchhiker, I can't pick you up, man. Oh, sorry. Sorry, gotta light up a cig. And I think that's really good. And I think it's on the way of like going through the acceptance and kind of like on the path to healing. The other thing that I that I started talking before the super chat is basically, fuck, I forgot where I was going with this. I'll come back to it, I'm sure of it. Sorry, I can't light up my cig, what the hell? Yeah, oh, I remember. So the thing is, right? 3 weeks ago, I would have been deathly afraid of, you know, sharing this, thinking, oh, what are you gonna think of me? You know, and here everyone's gonna know I'm a piece of shit. They're gonna look down on me. You know, I'm worthless. Blah blah blah. Now my mind has started to shift of like, I don't give a shit what others are gonna care, like care about this. I'm doing this because I want to do it, and I'm putting my needs up. I want to share. I want to be accepted. I want to vent. And like, okay, if they don't like that, if they think of me less, that's their problem. That's not me. I'm inherently valuable. I've inherently done a lot of things in my life, even though I've done like shitty, even though I was dealt like shitty cards. Like, if this is gonna help me cope and heal, then I'm gonna do it because that's my need. That's what I want, and I'm gonna put my need first. If people, those who don't care, they don't have to be in my life. Why the fuck do I need their approval, right? Those that relate, those that wanna be there, great. You know, more power to it. And I think ultimately that's a huge step, absolutely huge step in my healing process regarding everything. Same thing with like the last breakup, right? Like, I'll get to that as well. Like, I've been talking with my therapist a lot about it, which has kind of been interesting. because this last girlfriend, because she broke my heart severely, and trust has been broken. I've decided I want no contact, no friendship, nothing. I don't care, if something might happen in the future, but like if we reconcile, that's not in my mind right now. I don't want it, and I won't want it in the future, most likely, because that trust has been broken, and that's that. And man, I'm like, my thoughts are all over the place regarding this, so I'll try and like kind of go in one direction and then just basically focus, and then I guess go to other things. So yeah, I want no contact, but like she also hasn't contacted me, but she has contacted my girl best friend randomly out of the blue, which she notified me, and she said like she asked me this random thing out of all the time now after you guys broke up. Like, it's a bit weird. I was like, yeah, it a bit shook me, because like, why the hell are you talking to her, if you don't have like the cheek to like hit me up? Not that I really wanted, but I felt a bit slighted. So I guess I talked to my therapist about that, and then my therapist told me a very interesting thing, and that's that she hit up my therapist. Yeah, asking my therapist to be her therapist. Now, the thing is, right, like, my ex, she introduced me to my therapist, great therapist, via her friend. Time heals, you're a good man. Thank you, man. I appreciate it, Mab, awesome. And, yeah, it's a bit funny that she hit up my therapist, even though, she never went to her therapy. It was her friend's therapist that she got a recommendation from, because she specializes in BPD, all that good stuff. And she asked her to be her therapist. And the thing is, even before that, my therapist told me to tell her, when she was like already thinking about it, that she can't do it because it would be a conflict of interest, even when we were together, which is absolutely understandable. But she hit her up again. Which was a bit sus, like it was like playing in my mind, like, why are you doing this? What's the bigger idea? Am I overthinking it, whatnot? Which, whatever. And then I was thinking, like, why the hell did my therapist tell me that? Wouldn't it be logical that she would just reject her and not talk to me about my ex, because I really don't have anything to do with it? And she told me that it was basically to have my trust of like, hey, this doesn't imply anything. It's not like, oh, she's healing, you should get back together, or some shit. Like, oh, she might be willing to try again to get you back. Like, none of that. It's just like, I just want to be transparent with you, which I really appreciate from my therapist. Honestly, the professionalism and all that, which was great. But yeah, it was definitely a bit weird. And like I said, I mean, we've been focusing on this breakup as well, because, and I was kind of like a bit annoyed that we're talking about this breakup and this girl, because at the end of the day, the more I've been thinking about it, my problems don't stem from this one random girl that I was with for a short period of time. So why are we focusing on that? And I got really frustrated, like, why are we talking so much about this? I don't really want to talk about her. I don't even want to think about her, like, but this is just opening wounds. And my therapist told me a very interesting thing, and that's like, we're talking about, because through the relationship, you see yourself. And it was just mind-blowing to me, absolutely mind-blowing, of like, shit, I didn't think about it that way. Because again, I derived my value from the person I was dating, and here they're blaming myself for, the thing falling apart. Even though, if I have to be completely honest with myself, I'm not at fault, and I've come to realize, like, she just wasn't emotionally mature enough to handle conflict, and that's not on me. No matter how minuscule the conflict is, I can't blame myself for other people's inadequacies, right? Like, sure, other people might blame me for, their inadequacies, but that's their problem, not inherently mine. And that's a relatively new shift of mindset and perspective that I've very recently discovered. Which is honestly a breath of fresh air, because for a long time, I was going through the 5 stages of grief: anger, bargaining, depression, and what's the other one? The first one is denial, right? Denial was short, but then, I was juggling between the 3 ones, and I feel like I'm finally going through acceptance of, like, for a long time, I was very angry with her, feeling shitty about myself, feeling depressed. But now I think 90% accepted it as seeing, like, I'm not at fault. I did my best. I really did. I was a great person. I was a great friend. First and foremost, I was an amazing friend. I was emotionally supportive. I was verbally supportive. I was romantic. I was through and through a great guy. Not to toot my own horn, but I really was, and I have to give that to myself. I really focused on not making the same mistakes that I did in previous relationships, at keeping my borderline at bay, at controlling it as much as I could, and I really did control it really well. Sure, there were some minor slip-ups, but compared to the intensity of the emotion and how I handled it with healthy coping mechanisms, I fucking did amazing. I really did. And I am really proud of myself for that. I really am. And even though, inherently, I did feel like I was being punished either way, and that it was a lose-lose situation. But I've come to realize that's just life. Like, you don't always need a good guy and a bad guy. And I wasn't a bad guy. Sometimes people are just trapped in their own minds, and they have their own internal baggage that they're dealing with, that influences your guys' relationship. And there's nothing you can do about it, because at the end of the day, the only person that can help you is yourself. And although I don't agree with how she handled things, I understand them, and I can't blame her for that anymore. Gasman and Bretan, thank you so much, Stanislav. I understand them, and it sucks, but it is what it is. It just is. Nothing I can do about that. And at the end of the day, even if she went through healing and dealing with her own issues, I wouldn't want to be back with her. I don't want her in my life, because ultimately she I want to say betrayed my trust, but in a way, yeah. And out of self-respect for myself, I wouldn't really want someone like that, not as a partner, not as a friend, because if I was there for you, if for whatever, middle of the night, and you couldn't handle a tiny argument where I expressed my emotional needs over you kissing a lesbian, that's on you. That's not on me. And even outside of as a partner, I can't rely on you as a friend if you're willing to bail that easily, because I've realized I've surrounded myself with amazing people. A lot of them are very flawed, but in the middle of a night, if I call any one of my friends, they'll show up. If I need anything from them, I'll show up. And if they need anything from me, I'll be there. No matter how grievous. I've had arguments with my friends. We've been through good times, through bad times, regardless, right? And if you had a basis outside of as a partner, if you're not able to do that as a friend, then I don't need you in my life, because then it's one-sided and you're using me for your emotional support while you're not willing to do the same. And I need to focus on my dignity and what's good for me, and that type of relationship is not good for me. It's not. And honestly, I'm kind of glad that it ended up over this like stupid bullshit falling apart, because imagine if it was something way worse, if it was a more serious conflict over something and then they bailed, like it would have been much worse. And I think it's good to see someone's real colors over like something completely, I guess, irrelevant, because it kind of shows you that person for who they really are. And I don't want to be associated with that type of person. And that's good. It means that I have a value system, and I don't value people like that. And okay, I know this sounds like, yeah, Einstein, you just realized this now. Again, I'm an emotional 2-year-old, right? With all the context beforehand, this is a fucking huge revelation for me. Of like, hey, have some fucking dignity, dude. Like self-respect, man. Which is absolutely amazing. And I'm really proud of myself for coming to this realization. It's great, honestly. And don't get blind by Palić. There's plenty of sane girls out there. I mean, listen, just because, I was with like, not the best girls. Some of them were great. Some of them not so much. That doesn't mean like all women are bad. It doesn't mean I won't inherently find love someday. Okay, right now, my perception of love is very tainted. Like right now, as shit as this sound, I'm kind of disgusted of a thought of a relationship, of like even thinking of a woman in that sort of manner. Like, not as like, oh, I'm not gonna be friends with them. It's just like right now, I don't want to be in a relationship, and no matter if like someone wants to, I'm not gonna be like, oh, they validated me, I need to jump because I'll never find love. It's like, no, it's about dignity. I don't want that, so I'm not gonna do that, which is again a huge step for me. And again, I'm very proud of that. The other thing is, like, I realized this last ex, like everyone else, I idealized, and I looked over their flaws regarding, like, I guess, red flags, because I always felt like, treat others how you want to be treated. And I felt that, oh, I'm inherently like a giant red flag, bigger than the Soviet Union. That, if I overlook theirs, they'll overlook mine. And my therapist just absolutely laughed at this notion. Same with the fact that, like, one of my value system is a person is worth their own word. If they don't keep their word, their value goes down. The main reason why I was so hurt was because, prior to the breakup, she was telling me, like, how much I mean her, how much I've changed her life, how much she loves me, how much, I'm a positive influence on her, how much, this is a healthy relationship, blah, 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 blah. And, I trusted that. And I was thinking like, yeah, I'm glad to hear that. I believe you and I feel the same way. Vice versa. Watch out for UN planes. What the hell? There's no UN planes. And, I was like feeling that, I was betrayed because, you said one thing and then you immediately did the other one. And I mean, it's a natural response, I guess. But my therapist was again saying, like, dude, you can't fucking trust people just based on their words. No matter, you are idealizing them, so you're trusting them. You need to look at their actions. And she was right, because I really wouldn't look at people's actions, but just at their words, because again, of that value system, I guess. And ultimately, I would assume that others value the same thing of like, hey, if you say one thing, then you're gonna go through with it. But that's not how the world works, and that's just being idealistic, That's no better than being a fucking commie thinking like, oh yeah, under communism everyone's gonna share, no one's gonna be selfish. Inherently, human nature overtakes, and you gotta account for that. And I think the same applies in interpersonal relationships. And unfortunately, I've had to learn that the hard way, and I think everyone sort of does learn that the hard way. And that's fine. And, I, again, can't blame her, because, again, she has her own inherent flaws. I didn't see them. That sucks. Doesn't mean I'm a shitty person for not seeing it. Just means, hey, I didn't see it. She's going through her own shit. Nothing I can do about that. Doesn't make me any less valuable, and that's that. It's fine. It sucks that it happened, but life goes on. I've met a lot of great people. I'll meet even more great people. I'll meet some of their shit, but that's just life. Doesn't mean that I have to derive my value just because someone mistreats me. Doesn't mean that I inherently deserve that mistreatment. Good people do shitty things, and that's just life. It's just coming to terms with that. And I feel very happy that I'm, slowly realizing this, and that I do feel like I am going in the right direction to inherently healing and becoming mentally healthy again. Even though probably I'll never be fully mentally healthy because of my disorder, but I do feel like I am going to get it under control to a great extent, and it gives me hope. It makes me see the light at the end of the tunnel. It really does. And it's something that for the longest of times, I couldn't see that light, and I felt like, I'm gonna be stuck in this dark tunnel forever, because my mind is, inherently fucked up. I'm going to be constantly stuck in a perpetual cycle of suffering. But, although I am suffering right now, that doesn't mean that's going to continue, and that's a huge thing. That's a huge realization for me, and I'm happy about that. So yeah, I'm proud of you, not gonna lie. Thank you. I mean, like I said, for a normal person, it's like, yeah, dude, welcome to the club for finally realizing this. But again, it took me a while, well, more than a while, but we're here. We're moving in the right direction, and that's what matters. The other thing is, right, like, work. Like, yeah, the channel could be doing better. I am definitely stressed out about not making as much money as before, with costs going up, higher taxes, higher, salaries for my workers, because we like to pay a livable wage for the Balkans. For the Balkans, it's good enough if you're here. If you're in the US, it fucking sucks. But then again, can't afford that myself. So Fucking hell, dude. But I realize, even if YouTube comes to an end, eventually it will. You know, this has a time limit. It does. No matter how hard I try, eventually, my YouTube career is going to come to an end. Be it I'm going to go out of, what's the word? Basically, I'm not going to be relatable anymore. I'm not going to be entertaining anymore. Maybe that's happening to an extent that, I've run my course regarding my niche. I'm going to try and switch that a bit. I'm going to fight for a bit more, quite a bit more. The fight's not over yet. But eventually that day will come. Might come from a couple of months from now, might come from a couple of years, might come tomorrow, I don't know. And that's okay. Throughout these past years, I've developed a lot of skills, like speaking several languages. Of course, I'm not fluent in them, but I speak them. I finished my university degree. I have a bachelor's, which is a great deal. Although I haven't really done anything in it, if I spend some time, remembering, fucking economics and accounting and banking principles, whatnot, I'm sure I'll be able to, find a career in my field, find a job in my field. Might be, super chat. I'm proud of you having a mental illness. It means a lot to us Romanians to see our culture embraced. Nice, dude. Good one. But thank you for the super chat. And yeah, like, sure, it'll be starting from like a beginning job. What? Not a novelty job. Was it? Fuck, I can't remember the word. But like, novice job, and then working my way up. Sure, it'll suck, being, I don't know, late 20s, working with a bunch of fresh graduates, fresh Gen Z, Gen Alpha guys. But I'll be okay. I've managed a lot of skills. Hell, I have really good editing video skills. I have some many years in social media, like making content and realizing, hey, what works, what doesn't. I have a lot of job prospects. Sure, it might be tough to like initially find a job, but I have a really good support group. Sure, I have my mom who's willing to help me out. I have my friends who would let me crash at their couch, as long as I need it. Thinking about it is like, oh, I'm not in existential peril, even though I've thought about my life as that, as like, oh, I have to swim. If I'm not swimming, then I'm drowning, and that's not the case. Like, if I stop swimming, there will be people who will help me out just as I would help them out. And that's a really great deal, like. The other thing is, like, my ex-fiance, even though things between us went to shit at the end of the relationship, it became really bad, and it really sucked, and we were at bad terms for, what the fuck are you doing, dude? Okay. We were bad. We eventually made closure, and we eventually became friends again. And when my latest ex left me, one of the first people who kept asking me every single day, how are you, dude? Like, how are you feeling? What's up? What's going through your mind? Has been my ex-fiance. She's been there, regardless of shit. And I really appreciate that, because there's a situation, I think in February or so, where I made the fatal move of, like, accidentally having my, I wonder what you smell like, dude. I shower each day and wear deodorant. What do you think I smell like? I wear, what's the deodorant? Old Spice. Love that shit. The commercials got to me, dude. Absolutely love the commercials. I got influenced by it. Like, okay, so this is a funny story. So in February, my ex, because she moved to the United States, you know, all her stuff was left with me in our apartment, and she was coming to, you know, pick it up, take it back with her to the United States, like all the clothes, all that good stuff, you know, knickknacks from travel and whatnot. And at the same date that she was coming, I forgot when she was coming and invited my current girlfriend to come there, now my ex. And yeah, that was a tense situation. It was like something from a sitcom. Funny in retrospect, but my girlfriend at the time and I almost broke up over that. Almost. Because as you can imagine, you know, like having an ex come, and you know, my ex, like ex-fiance, she did some really funny shit. I'll tell you that. Wait, let me just read the super chat. Say, if you have a meetup, whoop, I'm going to sniff you. Just make sure you're telling the truth. Fuck off, dude. What sort of like sniff fetish do you have? I bet you're the type of guy who gets like turned on by women's armpits, dude. I bet you're the type of guy that women have to censor their armpits when they like do cosplay. I bet that's you. But sure, you can sniff me anytime. I'm fucking confident in smelling good, dude. Oh my god. But yeah. So like, what she did was, to fuck with me, she booked her Airbnb in the same commie block. She was like right over there, which honestly, amazing move, fucking hilarious. You gotta respect it. No, I'm just curious. There's nothing bad behind it. I'm sorry. Okay, dude. I'll let you sniff me at any meetup. Just say your soul and that you want to sniff, and I'll give you a sniff, free of charge. You've already paid for the sniffs, so you get a sniff. Shit, I'll let you borrow my Old Spice. Like she did that, and when she picked her up her stuff, so my girlfriend at the time went out with my friends for 6 hours, and she was mad that, you know, I was spending time with my ex because we were doing closure. I was helping her pack, you know, 6 hours with an ex. Yippee! Thank you, soul. I appreciate it for all the donos. Beer money also sounds you could be autistic, to be honest. I'm not autistic. I did I did a self-diagnosis test. Nowhere near autistic. I have friends who are, believe me, night and day. I'm just BPD. It's a total different type of autism. It's not autism at all. But like she left like a bunch of her stuff, even though I told her like, hey, when you're done packing, just what you didn't pack, put back in your apartment. She left like her boots, like some of her clothes and whatnot. And of course my girlfriend type comes and sees the apartment, sees her shit lying all over the place. It started an argument, absolutely. And you know, like she felt hurt about that, but again, things were beyond my control. I did the great thing, but at the same time, it was like, I'm glad I prioritized my ex-fiance in this situation, because at the end of the day, we spent over 2 years of our life together, in good and bad, and when shit hit the fan, despite all of this, she was there to be moral support. And we met up. She had like some business in Belgrade, and we met up. Nothing happened. We hung out as friends, and it really showed me like, hey, you made a right choice about like who you are. You read this person. Like at the end of the day, you know, you did well, and I'm glad I did, and I'm glad that like we're friends. I'm glad that I can have someone like that in my life. Even though that love is like dead, a friendship blossomed out of it, and I'm really happy about that. You know, and it's a really good thing. You know, like it shows you who's there. So yeah, fake stories but entertaining. They're not fake, dude. I wish they were fake. I fucking wish, dude. Like, I have friends who can back all this shit up. I have video of my 2 exes in the apartment. I don't even know why I'm like, what is it? Defending myself, dude. I know it's real. If you don't know, that's your issue, dude. But it's 100% real. So yeah. Jarvis, I'm low on karma. Dude, how is this a Reddit story? Please tell me, how is this a Reddit story? You know, I didn't mention me being M24 and her being F30. Fuck are you talking about, dude? Nowhere near karma farming. Give me credit where credit's due, goddamn. So yeah, I don't know. Like, sure, my life's a bit shit right now. It sucks, but it will get better. It will. I've done a lot of groundwork to surround myself with great people who value me, who I can trust, and who can trust me. And I think that's very important, you know. And the people that can't, they're no longer in my life, and I shouldn't feel bad about that. I really shouldn't, because, you know, some of it was their fault. You know, like the fucked up shit that I've done, I've apologized. I've tried to make better, and if those people wouldn't do the same to me, well, they don't really deserve me in their lives or my friendship or anything from me. So why are you sad about having a 3-way? I wish I had a 3-way, dude. I wish. Actually, I'm not really to 3-ways. Not really my thing. Could never get into it. Don't get it. Would like to have one for the novelty, just to say. But same with like anal. Like, don't care for it, but just once for the novelty's sake. Just be like, okay, so this is what it is. That's it. But yeah, thank you for the super chat, dude. I appreciate it. What's your name? Let me check username. Korungil. Sorry for mispronouncing. Korungil, or I'll just call you Korungil. But yeah. Man can't handle the logistics. So real. It's not about the logistics. It's what the hell is this guy? I'm still surprised by Balkan drivers a lot of the time, dude. A lot of the time. Just going through the curve straight, not even caring about their lane. Why should they? Why should they? My friend the other day saw another crash in Romania, you know. Great shit. Another person lost their lives because of like Balkan driving. Mab Austin says, is there a hole? There is a way. I mean, true. Very true. What about nostrils though? I don't think there's a way for nostrils. Maybe if you have like a micro dick, but even then. Maybe if you have like really big nostrils, man. Wait, let me light up a cig again. Oh. This is gonna be my last one for the ride. I'm gonna get some eat. What do you guys say about a mukbang? Yay or nay? Tell me in chat. Yay or nay for mukbang? Yay? Okay, we're gonna go get some food then. We're gonna drive to Palić and then we're gonna get some food. Gay, dude? I didn't ask for your sexual orientation, man. I asked for yay or nay. That's the other thing. If we're being real, right? Like, I'm not gay, but I like to be with like a femboy once, or a trans girl, just for the novelty. Like, same shit. Of like, is the stereotype true that, you know, same gender knows best? Well, not same gender, same sex knows best. You know how they say that for lesbian? Like, oh yeah, lesbian sex doesn't compare to hetero sex because women know women. So real, right? Just for that. But again, wouldn't do it, but it's something like I'm curious about. Bro is bisexual, dude. If I paint a painting once in my life, does that make me a painter? No, it doesn't. Okay? If I have sex with a man once, that does not make me gay. How is it? Okay, what if you didn't know? What if you didn't know, right? Listen, let me give you this situation. Okay, you're drunk in Thailand, right? You go out, you had like 5 vodka shots, followed by like 3 Jaegers, maybe Red Bull for like, you know, good measure, just to get up there. You meet like a nice girl, beer goggles are on, you can't tell. One thing leads to another. You go back to your place, your hotel room, or whatnot. She doesn't steal your money, doesn't drug you, doesn't rob you, and like you start making out, and you like start getting on. She takes off her pants. You see a little stiffy, right? You want to tell me you wouldn't be like, ah, fuck it, why not? You only live once, you know? Same rule as DUI. Okay, but DUI gets erased from your record if you don't do it again. Okay? So, if it's the same rule as the DUI, okay, maybe there's like a statute of limitations of like the time period when you can have like gay sex. God's straightest Serb. Hell yeah, Spicy Hazard. Like, okay. If you don't, like, let's say it's a year. Okay, you have gay sex once. After a year, you don't do it again. Does that still make you gay? Like you continue having it with women. That doesn't make you gay. Like, you don't want to do it anymore. You're not gay. Let's be real. I would make the femboy my wife. So real. So real. See? But the thing is, femboys have like an expiration date. Like, let's be real. Once they hit about like 30, the receding hairline comes in, beer gut comes in. You know, they can still try and wear skirts, but at that point it's just gonna be like your alcoholic uncle wearing a skirt. It's gonna be a bit weird, you know? That's why I say, bro, look at Pyro. What about Pyro? I mean, he was a femboy, dude. It's getting there. Okay, he's like in his 30s. Maybe like for some femboys, it's a bit more until they reach the expiration date. You know, sort of like how, okay, chips, right? Like you eat a bag of chips. Okay, the expiration date says, I don't know, April. But if you eat it in like May or June, they're still good, you know? You're not gonna get food poisoning. But you know, maybe if you eat it like in December, then, you know, you'll get food poisoning. It depends from like fanboy to fanboy, but on average, if we're talking about average, you know, 30, 35, 35. 30 is when it starts going downhill. 35 is when it's over. Let me backtrack. Go Albania next time. I will. As soon as I'm done with like Serbia shit, dude, we're gonna do a Balkan driving stream. You have no idea. I might do like a Ukraine driving stream. That'll be like the shit. Real shit. But I was thinking about driving to Albania. I think that would be fun. Brochure sell driving to Slovenia. Fuck no, never again. Most normal Balkan life. Hey, listen, I'm just saying what we're all thinking, okay? Drive to the front lines. Oh, I wish, dude. Imagine if they saw like Romanian license plates in the in the front lines. They'd be like, "Oh, dude, you're coming here to loot 100%," and they wouldn't be wrong, dude. They wouldn't be wrong. I'd like buy, not even buy, like, you know, go to the front lines, scavenge, you know, dead bodies, pick up like the armor, guns, drive it to like Kosovo, sell it over there, make like a couple of grand, retire. War profiteering. Fuck Lockheed Martin. Living ironically in Europe, that's my business, dude. War profiteering. That's the dream. Stay hydrated. Oh yeah, good. Thank you for reminding me. I actually should drink some water. I only drank like an energy drink today. I really should drink some water. It's like what, 1 p.m. But yeah, sorry guys. If you want to ask like questions, because chat's going really fast, send like a super chat so I can like see it clearly. But yeah. Are you somewhere in Vojvodina? Yeah, dude. It's flat as shit. Where else would I be? I don't have time to go to Bosnia. I mean, I could have gone to Bosnia again. Shit, dude. Fuck. I can go to Bosnia. Should I? Should I drive to Bosnia? That's the real question. I'm considering it now. I'm actually considering it of like, okay, sure, I have to clean up my house, but at the same time, I feel like streaming and talking, and I feel like being outside because it's nice. Gay or nay? Yeah, gay or nay? Going to Bosnia? Gay or nay? Gay or nay? Straight to Sarajevo. That's a good idea, actually. That's a good idea. Okay, but here's the deal. I drive to Sarajevo for the weekend, but you guys gotta donate more. I need that gas money, okay? YouTube takes 30% of these super chats, and gas in Europe is not cheap, I'll tell you that. You want good content? Give me money, please. I'm going fucking bankrupt, dude. I'll go to Sarajevo though. I'll go to Sarajevo. Fuck. Maybe, okay. You know what? Fuck it. Okay, okay, shit, dude. All this line of thinking, that cat ball issue is antithetical to Romania. You're threading on shaking ground regarding your Romanian card. From Kurunjil. What do you mean? I listen. Are you calling me a Romanian or are you calling me not a Romanian? Because okay, I'm not a Romanian. I live there. I'm a dirty little immigrant that is gentrifying Cluj. The bane of everyone's existence. Right? But if we're talking about Romania, dude, they have a shit ton of fanboys. Just being real. Just being real. Cluj, fanboy central. They have gay pride every year. They have all this type of shit going on. You cannot tell me that, you know, Romania is not gay. There is a lot of gay stuff. I mean, they have 3 of like, what, the 7 colors of the pride flag on their flag. Coincidence? I don't think so. I don't think so. Montenegro. No, I mean, I could do Sarajevo, but I do want to eat first. That's the thing. I'm hungry. I'm very hungry because I haven't eaten shit today. I had like an energy drink. That's it. So I could have like some goulash or something. That would be good. I love LGBT as long as they're submissive and breedable. How are you like? Okay, if you're LGBT, you're not breedable. Inherently, you're not breedable, dude. Like, it doesn't work that way. I'm sorry. Oh, fuck it out. We can try. I mean, sure, you can try, but like, it's not gonna go anywhere. You know, what's the definition of insanity? Doing the same thing over and over again and expecting things to change. I'm just saying, it's not gonna happen. Maybe in the future, when we have genetically modified cat boys and femboys, I'll go back to this statement, but I'm just saying. I'm just saying. Bro, how is Romania gay? They're one of the most Christian countries in the world. Here, I'll debunk this. You know what happens every Ramadan? Gay. The gay searches on Pornhub cut by over half. More than half. They fall down. The Muslim world, most religious, most pious, they still have. Just because, you know, you have like Christians and you have religious people does not mean you don't have like closeted homosexuals. All I'm saying, Romania, same thing. Cluj especially. I've seen femboys so many times. In Budapest, dude. Oh yeah, this was fucking funny. Like the last time I was in Budapest, I saw two furries in their fursuits walking down the center of the city. Family values Budapest, Fidesz, all that. Two gay furries. And they were speaking in Hungarian. Not tourists, two gay furries. I'm just saying, if you know, Transylvania was once Hungary, you can blame it as like the Hungarian influence over there. But now that it's Romania, it's Romania's problem. That's it. You scared of the gay? Fuck no, dude. Listen, I love nothing more than when a gay guy hits on me. It boosts my ego. You know, because here's the thing, right? Like, us straight men, we have such low standards. A woman looks at you nicely, you know, you're gonna be like, hell yeah, dude. Fuck yeah, I wanna have a family with this woman. A gay guy looks at you, they don't have standards. They care about hygiene, they care about how you dress. You get hit on by a gay guy, dude, that's one of the highest of compliments out there. That means you got your shit together. You know how I know I'm in a bad mental space? Because I haven't had a gay guy hit on me in months. You know, I'll know that I'm healed when a gay guy hits on me. I'm looking forward to that day. I'm looking forward to the day where I go to my favorite bar and a raging homosexual, the guy who dresses better than Barney Stinson, buys me a fruity cocktail with a sippy straw and says like, hey, how are you doing? Can I get your number? That's my standard for knowing that I'm healed. And that's the plan. That's the dream. Romanian food has the most flavor? Fuck no, dude. Okay, I like Romanian food, but it's very repetitive. It's meat and mamaliga. That's it. Pick your poison. Or bread and some meat. Or some sort of stew, and that's it. Just saying. Man, I wish there was like a restaurant on here, but I can't find shit. I think I'm in Horgosh. I'm not sure. But yeah. I'm gay and look fine for your age. See, that's the thing. Fine for your age. I appreciate it, but you can't tell me that because I'm in my healing process. Not yet. You can't compliment me yet. Otherwise, I'm gonna backtrack. It doesn't work that way. Please, gay guys, don't compliment me yet. Don't give me a false sense of security. I beg of you. Wanna live forever? Fuck yeah, dude. I wish that when the universe ends, I was the only thing that remained, and I am the universe. Like the thing that goes in my mind. Ooh, dude. Imagine that. That'd be fun. Oh shit. There's like a restaurant over there. Fuck. Fuck, I just missed it. God damn it. Ah, whatever. Okay. There's gonna be something soon. There's gonna be something soon. What cigarettes you smoke? Marlboro Reds. That's where I'm at right now, but I'm out of cigs. So, fuck. I took 3 because I'm trying to cut down my smoking. Because I was smoking like a pack and a half. And that's no bueno. I want to go back to the gym. I've been losing weight, but I've not been losing weight healthily. I've been losing it for starving myself and doing not the best of substances. That's why. And that's no good. That's no good. I want to lose weight by doing hard work. That's it. By doing it properly, eating healthy, going to the gym. That's it. Like, to be fair, I'm almost out of a stomach. I'm at like 72 kilos right now. I still don't have like a completely flat belly, but The six pack is slowly starting to show. I have a double pack right now. 2 hard muscles. It's getting there. It's getting there. Love handle's way down, dude. The skinny fat look is out. It's out. Almost reached my second goal, which is 70. After that, I'm going for 66. Once we hit 66 kilos, that's when we get the body of Adonis. I tell you. I tell you. Shave yourself more. I mean, yeah, I gotta shave my beard. The thing is, like, I just, like, cause I'm in a depressed state of mind. I'm just like, I don't want to fucking shave today, and then I just like avoid it more and more. How tall are you? I'm a manlet, dude. I'm 5'6", 5'7" on a good day. 167 centimeters for all of you normal people. Why is your voice so feminine? Is it? I think it's just nasally, dude. Chewing gum is awful. Pour my teeth down. So real. 66 kilos? Wait, wait, this was interesting. Bro, do you really want to starve to that? Listen, 66 is a healthy BMI. Right now I'm on edge. I'm like 25.9. BMI 25 is the healthy range. So once I'm at 70, I'll be just in like the healthy range. 66 is like mid healthy range. Do muscle, just like start working out, eat lean meat. Dude, you have not, what the fuck are you doing, dude? It's a full line, you retard. And of course, he's wearing sunglasses. I didn't know we have Atsa Matic fucking driving. 150 centimeters, 150 kilograms. It's not 150. Shit, dude, I didn't get that joke. Whoops. Okay. Now on the lookout for a restaurant. That's the main goal. Okay, I won't drive to Bosnia today because you guys aren't donating, but I'll drive tomorrow. How about that? I'll go to Sarajevo tomorrow. I'll do that. Start in the morning, go over there, have a good time. Are you in Serbia? Fuck yeah. A fellow midget from my country, how is life as a midget between giants? Horrible, dude. I'll be honest, like, dating here, because of my height, is a bit of a bitch. That's why I've had more success outside of Serbia. Because I once went on a blind date. The girl was like taller than me for an entire head, and you know, she just saw me and she was like, "Fuck, dude, yeah, this isn't getting a second date." Yeah, the height definitely plays an issue. Definitely plays an issue, man. Yeah, Novi Sad meetup. Let's go. I've driven to Novi Sad like the past couple of days so many times. I'm not driving there again. Fuck that. No. Chin up, short king. I mean, yeah. Thing is, like, the benefit is when, as a midget, when you bag a tall girl, you feel like Eren Yeager from Attack on Titan. Amazing feeling, dude. I like to live. I like to feel like I'm an anime protagonist fighting titans. But bagging a tall girl, that takes some skill. Something I don't have right now, but eventually, that's the dream. I'm not sure about Serbia specifically, but there's a lot of women who like short kings specifically. Dude, where the hell do you live? I see like Japanese characters, but I mean, yeah, I mean, sure, you have like women who like them, but that's not the standard. It's far from standard. Like, most women prefer to be taller, and in Serbia, I mean, people are really tall. I think this is like the 3rd or 4th tallest country in the world on average. So, you know, it's definitely a challenge in there. I mean, yeah, you find like shorter girls and all that, you know, that I can be taller than them, but a lot of my girls have been like taller than me by a couple of centimeters, which is funny. But yeah, Australia, raw, amazing. Well, Australia, it's different because you have all sorts of people over there. It's different when you live in a multicultural country where you have midgets and tall and giants coexisting. So Yeah, that's not the case for Montenegro. Thankfully, I don't live in the Netherlands. Otherwise, that would have been a nightmare. Being brown eyes, brunette, short, I could never compete. Never in my wildest dreams. Bolivian men are 5'4". I guess we're getting a Bolivian baddie then. Maybe I should drive to Bolivia. Okay, where the hell am I going? That's the real question though. Sala. Nah. Man, I remember when I was a kid, there used to be way more restaurants on the road. Why are there none here, dude? I've been driving for an hour and a half, only saw one. God damn it. God damn it. Okay. We'll find something. We'll find something. I promise you, we're gonna have a mukbang. We're gonna have a proper mukbang. Let me see. Let me see. I feel like if I just keep going to Subotica, outside of it, there might be something. And I'm entering Subotica. Absolutely great. Okay, no, wait. Palić. No, I'm gonna go to Palić. I'm gonna go over there. I'm gonna walk a bit. And I'm sure there's gonna be like a restaurant or cafe outside over there. So yeah. Alright. There we go. I'm guessing there's like a parking lot for Palić. I'd be surprised if there wasn't any. I mean, I'm hoping there is. Go to Sremska Mitrovica? What? Why would I go to Sremska Mitrovica? There's fuck all to do over there. There's like Sremska Mitrovica is like a funny town because they're like, oh, we have Roman ruins, and it's like 2 or 3 columns that are tiny, surrounded by like village houses. There's fuck all. Absolutely nothing over there. Nothing. Do you have a Sharpie? No, I don't. There will be one on the right. What do you mean one on the right? Like Mitrovica is the best? I don't think so, dude. I don't think so. There's a hotel, but where the hell is there like a restaurant? There's a gas station, and 3 kilometers, Viva Cafe. It's not too late to save your soul. Oh shit, cyclists. Okay, Mormon. Listen, you can baptize me after my death. How about that? So real. Oh, I'm getting a bit tired from talking. Shit. You should give me like some fun questions or topics to talk about. I don't want to talk about religion. I hate talking about religion, man. Absolutely despise it. It's the most boring topic for me. I just like don't care about it one bit. For your daily doner kebab and gas. Ooh, thank you so much. Nikolai Slavov. Fucking love Bulgarian money, dude. Hell yeah. Bulgaria's economy is growing, I see, because a lot of Bulgarians have been donating. EU money is working its magic. Palić restaurant. Okay, there's a restaurant over there. But I'll just go to Palić. It'll be nicer, I think, because I've never been to like the lake. So, probably can find like a nice restaurant with the view of the lake. There's also like a really cool gate over there. So yeah, that'll be cool to see. So fuck the road restaurant. We're going to Palić. We're gonna commit. Yeah, just gotta lock in a little bit. But yeah, I didn't really want to get to Subotica. Or am I in Palić? I didn't even know where I am. Technically Subotica, but like Palić, fuck me. Because parking is a bitch, and I suck at parking. Oh yeah, there's the gate, okay. Oh shit, gotta find like a parking spot, which might be a bit difficult. Can I go here? There's some police. No, I can't go here. I have to go straight. Okay. Okay. So the entrance is like on the left here, right? But the parking, I think it's a bit further up. People from the region tell me, like, where's the parking? Can you park on the side of the road? Not here, dude. Not here. Plus, like, a lot of the parking spots have, like, zones, and I don't have my, like, Serbian phone with me, so I can't really pay for parking. Plus, I don't like paying for parking, and I can't parallel park. I know, I'm not a man. But what do you expect from a guy with an anime profile picture? I think this guy is also going to Palić with a Belgrade license plate, so I'll just follow him. Are we getting there? Oh shit. Oh, is it closed? Fuck me. I think it's closed. Ah shit. Fuck me. Okay, well then. That parking's closed. We're gonna try and find something else, I guess. Well then. Janusz, do you think aliens exist? Absolutely, dude. I mean, there's also the that one paradox. Honestly, I'm not very well versed in the subject, but I do think that, like, if aliens exist, they're, like, so far away, and if they're, like, closer, our technology is way shittier. You know, we're not as technologically advanced as we want to think. You know, if there's, like, a truly complex, well, you know, what do you call it? Advanced. Wait, can I go over here? I don't even know where I'm gonna go. I'm just gonna try and go into the. Come on, dude. Okay. There's the thing. I think we're gonna grab a sandwich. I think that's gonna be a good idea. I can park here, and I'm gonna grab something to eat, and then I think I'm just gonna drive back home or something, because I can't really park here. And I don't really want to fuck around with finding parking. It's a bit of a hassle, you know. Just made halfway to the pizza. Yeah, and. Alright, okay, gas station. Time. Fuck me. Or I think I'll just end the stream, because it is what it is. Anyways, guys, thank you for joining in. I know this one's been a bit shorter. Tomorrow, we'll drive to Bosnia, to Sarajevo. I think we can manage that. And yeah, I'll see you all then. Bye-bye.